Hey, today on Chomp Chomp Chewy, we're making our own version of a blooming onion. Oh yeah. Now the first thing we need is obviously an onion. And I just topped it, I didn't tail it, meaning I left the root side up. Okay, from here, we're just going to take vertical slices around the perimeter, and the number of those slices really just depends on the size of your onion. And then once you have your onion sliced, then we're just going to open it up a little bit. And the easiest way I found to do that is to kind of roll it around in your hands, and that's going to loosen it up a bit. And then we go in with your thumbs and start to open it up from outside to inside. As you do this, you're going to see the classic blooming onion shape start to form. All good. And from here, we just need to season it. And I always like to pre-season the onion before we get into anything else, whether it's the cheese or the dunking. And that's just simply salt and pepper. At this point, we're going to add some cheese. And I know this isn't a traditional blooming onion where they just give it a wet and a dry coat and then fry it. But for me, adding this cheese layer makes all the difference. And I kept it very simple and just did mozz and a little bit of sharp cheddar. And now for the most technical thing, well, maybe, I don't know how technical it is, but beat up a couple of eggs and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then that's going to be our wet batter. Make sure and get it over on top. And it's kind of a pain, to be honest with you. So it takes a little bit of time to spoon it all in, but make sure it gets in between the cheese and the onions, and everything will go good from there. And to be honest with you, it's still a pain, so I just dumped it over the top. Next, we're going in with our dry. And this is simply a flour mixture with a little bit of paprika, salt and pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. Again, make sure you get complete coverage, and you can do that by just lifting it up simply and putting it over the top. At this point, I've preheated my oil to about 375 to 380 in that neighborhood because I want it to be fairly quick, but not so quick that the outside browns and then the onion doesn't actually cook. So that's a quick distinction that that you're going to have to deal with depending on your stove and how thick the bottom of your pan is. About halfway through, we're going to give it a little flip and cook the top side. And once you feel that it's sufficiently done, you've got the brownness, you've got the caramelization on the onion that you want, then transfer it to a plate with a, plate, tray, whatever you have. But we want to put paper towels down, obviously, to catch any of that residual oil. And we want to let it cool just a little bit right there before we go on to plate. From there, I hit it with a little bit of seasoning and then plate it up. And that is our version of the blooming onion. Yes,